Good morning guys, it is the second day in Magic Kingdom and we got in like an hour ago I think. We've been standing in line for coffee because I need my coffee from Starbucks, and right now we're standing and hoping to get a pretty good place to watch the parade, the Christmas parade. It starts at 11 and it's like 10:30, so hopefully we'll get a good place. We're at the Frontierland, so it's a little bit less crowded here. But good morning guys, I hope you have an awesome day.
So we're waiting for the parade, and in Frontierland you have the country bears. These are super adorable. I sadly didn't get it on the film, but Christopher actually gave one of the bears candy, and it was a Swedish gingerbread thingy, and they were very confused. We don't know if they ate it at the end, but that would have been fun. And the parade started! So they are dancing and they're super fun. And then this happened.
She's a mole rat on her head.
I think it was my kind of hairy mini balls on or ears, ball ears on my head that they were talking about. But yeah, here is Mickey and Minnie's little float. It has a Christmas tree and it has a little train that goes round the Christmas tree. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm sorry that there is no sound, but both it's kind of copyrighted music, stuff like that. But also there was quite loud because a lot of people was talking, so I'm doing this little voiceover instead. And you can see Elsa and Anna, and yeah, it was a little bit hard to get a really good view from this point, or as a viewer it's actually pretty nice, but as if you want to record you don't get that frontal shot, so that is not as I haven't framed everything really good, but hopefully you like this anyway. So there's little Olaf. He likes warm weather and hugs and sun, just like me. So yeah, well, I don't really like hugs, but that's another thing. But yeah, he's super adorable. He's my favorite character of all time. He's so cuddly. I really love these like dance pieces when there's no characters, they're just dancers. However, I do feel like they must be super warm in all of those clothes. Now, it wasn't a super warm day. I was kind of lukewarm, but still it probably was warm in some shape or form. But yeah, and this is where I really miss that I couldn't see straight forward, because I didn't notice when I was recording that there was actually a person in that little house there on the top. And then we have Penelope. I actually really like Penelope too, so there's a whole bunch of characters I really like in this. And they're super cute, and they listening to the music and dancing with the music, which was just awesome. Chip and Dale, they're I think also one of my favorites. It's hard to pick a favorite when it comes to Disney. Disney is they have a lot of good characters and cute characters, so yeah, a lot of fun actually to just watch all of this, and all these dancers, they are super cool. I wanted to be a dancer once, so whenever I see people dancing, I'm like, I want to be there, or a part at least of me want to be that person. And then I realize everything else that you need to do when you're entertainer, and I'm like, nah, I'm kind of like my life as it is. This little character, I think I never remember her name, because she's not a character that we are used to in Sweden. I never seen her before I started watching Disney vlogs, so I don't really know who she is, but she's pretty big in the States, if I have understand correctly. And then again, dancers, and I'm like, I want to be there. I want to run around and do this dancing too. I really, really love Goofy's float, because it's so many things that is happening. A little too many things, but it's so many things that are happening, so you can just stand there all day long and just watch everything that is going on. So yeah, it's kind of a cool float with all the kind of candies, and like this little time thingy that they turn, and then all the balls that just drop into it. It's actually pretty cool. We got the little dwarves, all of the 7 dwarves that are running around and dancing, and as usual, one of them is off doing its own thing all the time, but he dances forward, saying hi to Snow White and the prince, which also have their own little float, which is kind of fun because they have their own little float, and I think it's Cinderella that has her own float, and then all the other princesses get to just share one. But yeah, this is their float, or float. It's a carriage with 6 white horses, which are kind of adorable horses. And they wave to you and being so nice. And it feels like I was on the wrong side of everything, because there were more people looking, more character was looking towards the other side. So we kind of, I don't know. Probably would have been better to be on the other side, but yeah, that's just how it is. However, if you do like the male characters, this side was perfect, like the Beast and so on, because they were more towards this side of both sides of this parade. But yeah, there you got the Beast, and on this side you also got Ariel, and then you had the other one. I don't know whichever was on the other side, and Aladdin, and the fairy godmother. She's got a beautiful cape. I don't know. I kind of like the blue in that cape. And then we got to the toys, and for me, in Sweden, we have every year we have like these Disney little show that goes on the telly at 3 o'clock, and one of the parts of that is a very old Disney animation for Christmas, where you have like this little Christmas parade basically with all the toys, when they are kind of jumping into the Father Christmas big bag. So this is kind of in remembrance of that for me. That is a part of it, and it felt like maybe it was a little bit more Christmassy. But yeah, I have to look at that next year. That is also, it's a whole sequence of little elves painting checkerboards with one color and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. Then we got Toy Story, which is actually a park in Holiday Studios. So they have a whole section just for Toy Story in Hollywood Studios. So that was kind of neat. And then we have the Toy Soldiers, which, when you have watched Doctor Who, feels a little bit scary. I don't know. Not that there's toy soldiers in Doctor Who, but they kind of move in such a way like some of the soldiers and evil beings in Doctor Who. So a little bit scary. But they're kind of fun dancing, but it must be totally super hot in there. It just must be. Yeah, crazy. But as I said, I really do like all of these like little parade and little dances and things that they do have. It's super cool. And I do recommend, if you go to Disney, make sure to take a little time and go watch one of the parades. And as I said, this is the Christmas parade. They usually have another parade, but during December, I think, from the 12th of December or something, this parade is what's going on. And if you want to see it before then, I think you can see it from November if you do the Mickey Very Merry Christmas Party. So yeah, and these are so cute. The reindeers are so cute, but I don't think they had one with a red nose, so no Rudolph. And the last float is Santa, and we're at the end. I hope you enjoyed it.
it is the evening of Christmas Day. I want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you. I will be continuing vlogging all the way to New Year's though, so you will find me here on my channel when I get to edit all these videos. These days have been super intense, and sitting down with the computer isn't something that I really have the energy to do. So yeah, well, that's just how it is. We spent all day, or most of the day, in Magic Kingdom. We finished off after I think we just walked around mostly. Didn't really go on any rides today. It was totally crazy. Today's, yeah, totally crazy. Yeah, I left you off where the Very Merry Christmas Parade, or the Christmas Parade, or whatever it's called. So we started going around because the Christmas Parade was at 11. I think it finished at like 11:30 or something, and we had dinner reservations for 16:45. No, 16:25. So we kind of just went through, went around. We got 2 fast passes, discovered in the first, which was Aladdin, and we're like, yeah, no, we're removing this one because we didn't realize that it was one of these things that goes up and down and up and down, and they usually makes me very nauseous. So we didn't do that one. Then we got fast passes for Pooh, which broke down when we got in, or almost when we got to the end of the line, of the fast pass line, because it did have a fast pass line. So we didn't go on that either. So we didn't do any rides today at all. The crowds were hilarious. I mean, hilarious. I do not recommend coming on Christmas Day to Magic Kingdom. I do not recommend that. It was so much people that we were like 1 minute away from the bathroom, and it took us 10 minutes to get there. Every time I went to the bathroom, I had to stand in a 5 to 10 minute queue just to get into the toilet. We were joking a little bit because I think the only long line we really stood in was the line to Starbucks, because we took Starbucks on the way in. I do recommend, if you are here at Christmas, I would recommend, one, making sure you use your extra magic hours if you have them. If you stay in a resort, you get extra magic hours, which means you can be there an hour before everyone else, usually about an hour before everyone else. Which days have which kind of magic hours are kind of noted in places, among things on the telly that you get in the resort room, but also in the app. You can find where the extra magic hours is, and that is a really good way to actually get rides in if you want to go do the rides, because we did that yesterday on Christmas Eve. We did the extra magic hour, but we really didn't do the magic hour fully. I think we only got like 10 minutes worth of it because we didn't want to go that early. But we did get some done, and we got a lot rides done. So on Christmas Eve it was actually quite, just, it wasn't that much people. Towards the end, towards like 3-4, I started to feel like this is so much people, and I did some yesterday's video. You have some kind of screening over among things when we went into the people mover. You should be able, if I remember to put these in, because I haven't edited that video yet, you should be able to see all the people. That is just a fraction of the amount of people it wasn't today on Christmas. So yeah, crazy amount of people. After we had our dinner at the I think it's called the Skipper's Canteen. It's kind of the restaurant for the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise, you have the Jungle Cruise on one side, and kind of opposite that is a restaurant. I think it's called the Skipper's Canteen. Then got really good food. However, sit down table dinners wherever you go in Disney is pretty expensive. I think this totaled $77 for me and Christopher, and that was just the entree and a specialty drink for me. I got the Skipper Canteen metallic kind of jug because I thought it looked cool. Wanted it. We haven't bought that much souvenirs yet, so I kind of felt I could splurge a little bit. It was a little bit fun because this is probably the only table service dinner we will have because it was a little bit expensive. I had the lamb chops and that was a $28, and Christopher had the stew and I think that came to $27. My drink with a cup came to $13.50, and then Christopher had a Coke and I think that is $3.50, which is actually not that expensive. The drinks are not that expensive if we actually look at what they cost at a restaurant in Sweden. The food isn't that expensive either. Quick food, much less expensive. Like if you go to a counter service, while the table service they cost some. I would say it's a mid-range restaurant in Sweden, so it's not that it costs a lot of money, but it costs a little bit. And I think I touched on it yesterday. We were supposed to go and eat at the Liberty Tavern, and there we would have paid around, I think, $38 for a plate. But that would be all the entree, the dessert and the appetizer. I think they all was in that price, but it's still, we usually don't eat the appetizer or the dessert, so that would have been a bit expensive. So when we had the chance, we actually unbooked it and went home instead. But yeah, and that was $38 per person, and then you had drinks on top of that. So it's a bit of money. It's a bit of money. However, tomorrow we're going to Epcot, so we're gonna try to get some good food out of the different kind of houses there. It's the festival of the holidays there right now, and they have a lot of holiday foods in a lot of little stalls everywhere. So we are going to fill our tummies full, and I'm going on a diet when I get home. Definitely going on a diet when I get home. I do believe that I have gained back almost all the weight I lost last spring, so but that is sometimes you have to splurge on yourself, and if that splurging is 3 weeks, then that splurging is 3 weeks. Well, we are going to head to bed. I just want to say Merry Christmas again. I hope you had a wonderful time with friends and family, or just with yourself, if that's how you roll. Love you guys, and good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye.